Hi, we have been discussing the various facets of anxiety over the last few weeks. Today, let's look at two ways of handling anxiety. Welcome to Mindscape Matters, a channel to discuss mental health and more. I am Dr. Mohan Raj. I'm a consultant psychiatrist based in Chennai, and I'll be your guide as we explore this wonderful landscape. Management of anxiety involves diagnosis and also ruling out conditions which can mimic anxiety, like say hyperthyroidism, deciding when to use medicine, deciding what psychotherapy to use. We will discuss all this in greater detail in future videos. For today, let's focus on two methods of dealing with anxiety by changing our thought. The first method is to think that everything is going to go well. The fear could be that something could go wrong, and we can think everything is going to go well. If something goes wrong, let's worry about it at that point of time. Some of you might say it's very easy to say that, but difficult to practice. But let me tell you that all of us practice it on a regular basis. Let me demonstrate. Suppose you have a function to attend in Bangalore on, say, 16th of August. And the next day, 17th, you have another function to attend in Cochin. And then on the third day, you need to be back in Chennai for another important function. All three are very important and you need to attend. How early would you book tickets? Are you going to book tickets now? Or are you going to reach Bangalore, see whether you are still alive, and then book the second leg of the journey? Many of you would say, if the dates are known, we will book early. Once we book, we forget about it. On the day of travel, your travel and stay has been paid for. You have packed money for anticipated expenditure. In addition, you pack some extra amount of money. Why do you do that? You would say, in case of an emergency. Now, all that you say is in case of an emergency. Anything can go wrong in these 3 days of travel. There could be flood. There could be an earthquake. Some political leader could die and there could be roadblocks. A number of things like this can go wrong. We are not sitting and making a list of all that is going wrong and worry about it. We think everything will go on well like clockwork, and we just pack some extra amount of money saying, in case something goes wrong, let's use it. If we are doing it routinely, why not use this template and apply it to whatever area we are anxious about? For example, if somebody is anxious about whether they would get a heart attack, instead, why not think everything is going to go well? If I have to get a heart attack, let me worry about it on that day. That way, the person is spared of years of suffering, whether the event is going to happen or not. The second method is exactly opposite to the first method. If somebody is worried about something, anxious about something, let's think, let whatever we are anxious, let it happen. What is the worst that can happen? Let it happen. I'll face it. I'll accept it. Not just intellectually. Emotionally, I'll accept it. War has been declared, and helicopters go and drop soldiers very close to the border. And the soldiers are walking towards the border. One of the soldiers tells the other person, what is the maximum that can happen in a battlefield? I might die. That's okay. Being an army man, I'm okay to die. And another person says, no, I don't want to die. I have my daughter and son to be married. I don't want to die now. They are both in the battlefield. One of them says he's okay with dying. Another person says he's not willing to die. Now, who do you think will be less anxious? Now, in a battlefield, you can't expect somebody to have zero anxiety, but the person who is willing to die will at least have his anxiety from 10 out of 10 to at least 7 or 6 out of 10. Whereas the person who says, I'm not willing to die, is going to have his anxiety at 10 out of 10. Similarly, if a student is anxious that he or she would get less marks, the way to think would be, what is the worst thing that can happen? Less marks? Failure in exam? I am willing to accept it. and I'll write the exam again. Now I need to add here, this kind of thought has to be on the eve of exam, not 3 months before or 6 months before. If you take business, when you start a new business, what is the worst thing that can happen? You might lose all your principal. If a business person thinks, I'm okay with it, I'm willing to accept even if I'm going to lose all the money, their fear will come down. On the other hand, if they are not willing to accept that, they are going to be anxious with every business decision they take. We looked at two methods of dealing with anxiety. Though entirely opposite to each other, they complement each other very well. This way of changing our emotion by changing our thought is the bedrock of cognitive therapy. We'll discuss about cognitive therapy in much more detail in a future video. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, tell 4 of your friends. If one of them would love to watch this in Tamil, tell them that this video is available in Tamil also. Stay tuned because Mindscape matters. Bye.